Hey everyone, and welcome to another week of Comic Talk. I'm your host, The Cube here, and this week I'm going to be talking about Cave Carson number 3 from the Young Animal line, with Gerard Way leading it and John Rivera writing, with Michael Evan Oeming, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, as drawing with Nick Filardi as well. So for you guys that haven't been keeping up, Cave Carson is this kind of explorer who's kind of done Journey to the Center of the Earth in his car called the Mole. And the Mole is kind of like just like a 50s car outfitted with drills and things, but as we come to find out, it has a lot more technical gear and it can travel through the Earth at incredible speeds, getting across the United States in 3 hours or less, because he tracks his daughter to go find her, because as we find out after his wife dies that she is being tracked because his wife was originally from below the earth. It is pretty incredible to find out, and while he was on his adventures below the earth, we find out also that his eye was torn out by a small robot, and the robot replaced his eye with the cybernetic one, and now he uses it and it has enhanced his vision, but he starts seeing other visions of other places and horrific things, and he doesn't know what they mean, but he keeps seeing them. So what ends up happening is he enlists Wild Dog to go with him to save his daughter, and there's a monster that begins to chase them that comes from the remains of a bunch of mafia men who are chasing his daughter. We find out that they are originally from the company that Cave Carson used to work for, but before we get to that, we see the monster basically getting destroyed by Wild Dog as he blows up his daughter's car to get her to safety, and then they go underground. And as they're going through the underground bits of the basically of California, we find out that cybernetic eye plus the mole's processing, whatever that may imply, makes him an incredible driver that allows him to escape this thing below the earth as he digs tunnels, thus proving robots better than humans, if you guys didn't know. As cybernetic eye is making him incredible, it's making him like twice the man. So what ends up happening is he finds a remote place to hide, and he digs basically a hole for himself and waits for the monster to come through. And when it comes through, he planned to have these worms show up, and these worms begin to attack the dragon plant man dead thing, whatever. But what ends up happening is they get attacked by one, and Wild Dog has to fight his way off of it, and then Cave Carson slams the window closed, cutting it in half, although I'm kind of still afraid it's alive because worms usually live in halves. We cut back to the company that Cave basically sold out to, EBX, who basically now want to retrieve him because he took the mole from them, and he finds out they're bad guys trying to get to Moldrug, the company or the city his wife was from. But what ends up happening is they hire a good-hearted man named Johnny, Mr. Johnny Blake, and he just believes they're on a mission to capture Cave, but they're actually out there to kill him. But it seems like from the back of EBX, from the guy that's leading it. So we see a few panels of Cave talking about how he has secret caches all over the world, and he has to talk to his daughter, trying to confront her about what's happened in her past. But she's finding it hard to process. And then we cut back to EBX with the leader, and we see that he's talking with his dad, and his dad has a lot invested in the Moldrug thing as well. We still don't see how this guy's alive, even though he exploded. So we're just coming back to that. We cut back to Cave. He sees a vision of him and his wife in this waterfall as he's showering in it. It's a little weird because he's standing there half naked, but I like the coloring on it. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Wild Dog says they're ready to roll out. Then he has to go confront his daughter and tell her basically, look, he's tried to be the best father he could, and he's ready to make it up to her and show her the past that she could have had, or show her like her own family. So as they head back to Moldrug, they actually see that there's been a massacre, and Wild Dog notices, and so does Cave, and they realize they're too late and the city has been attacked. And that's where the comic ends. So you know what, guys? I really actually enjoyed this one. This one was pretty good this week. At the end, for you guys that haven't read it, they actually have some side stories, like two little comics. One was Green Arrow, one was the Wonder Twins. If you guys don't know who it is, you guys should go read it and find out. I won't spoil them for you. It's pretty good though. The last pages are some dossiers about some characters if you guys haven't read them. So this was Cave Carson number 3, guys. I'm the Cube, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.